Hello, everyone. This is Juliet Hammond, and you're tuning in to Mount Moriah Radio, and this is our Women Hour. Thank you for tuning in every week, those that do. And may the Lord bless you and meet you at the point of your need. Today, we're going to have another discussion, and a very interesting one too. And I have a wonderful, wonderful guest. She is a friend of mine, and we've been friends for a long time. And this is a lady that's have written books. She's a co-author. She's a speaker, and she speaks so passionately about the subject that she's going to be talking about today. She is also a founder and renowned a blogger. She blogs on the Everlasting Truth. You need to check out her website. And this lady speaks so passionately about sickle cell anemia. And we're going to really hear her story today. And I want you to get your cup of tea, get that cup of coffee and a glass of water, sit, invite others to tune in and watch with you, and also to listen in with you as well. I have no other person with me than a lady that I admire so much, a lady that has worked so hard, a lady that is an inspiration to many women. And her name is Toniaamaka Chrysokere. Toniaamaka, you're welcome to Mount Moriah's show, and you're welcome to the Women's Hour. God bless you.
Thank you so much for having me, Juliet. I'm really grateful, Juliet Hammond, for having me today. And hello, women. We are here to share story as well as to learn, as well as to raise awareness. Thank you so much, everyone who has tuned in to listen to us today. Yeah. Thank you.
Did I say your name correctly? If I haven't said your name correctly, you need to really correct it right now.
No, it's all right. The thing is my name, that I'm the only Toniaamaka on earth. So when you say that name, you breathe in to complete it. It's Toniaamaka. So it's that very simple. Because of the double A in there, Toniaamaka. That's it. That's my name.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. No, I'm not talking about your first name. Of course, I know your first name. It's the second name.
Yeah, Chris Okere. It's the same way the way you pronounce Toniaamaka is the same way you pronounce Chris Okere. So the Chris comes and you breathe in, and then Okere. It's not that difficult.
All right. Okay. It's not difficult. It is not difficult. It is not difficult.
I'm used to that anyway, because it's a sophisticated name.
Oh yeah, very unique. Very unique.
Yeah.
The person that says it's unique as well. Unique.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. So Toniaamaka, you are a mother, and you are a mother to 4 amazing children.
Yes,
and we are talking about today the challenges and unspeakable joy of raising 4 sickle cell children. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 sickle cell children. If you don't mind, can you tell us, what is this disease? What is sickle cell? I know it is a blood disease, it's a blood defect. Can you explain it? Because you need to be going through it to be able to explain what this thing is, so that we can hear it.
Okay. Well, anyway, the truth is this. I didn't even know what sickle cell was about until I became mother to one. So it's not something I walked in with my clear understanding of what sickle cell was. So sickle cell disease is a genetic disorder whereby, I should use the word unfortunate, because some people are fortunate, where 2 AS couples meet to make babies. So because of their genotype is AS, they will produce sickle cell children. Some are fortunate to produce AS as well, but they don't produce AA. The miracle that will happen for them is an AS. However, I was not fortunate to do that. So it's a genetic disorder that has to do with the red blood cell, as well as when they have crisis, it means there's no proper flow of blood in their body. So it's a very dangerous disease as well. So it's not something I will advise anyone to get into with their eyes open, when you know because we are raising this awareness. I was discussing with my daughter the other day. I was like, okay, I want to make some hoodies and write things like, let's stop making sickle babies. She was like, Mom, are you okay? It's like telling people who are dwarfs to tell them not to marry their type. Some people, you want to look
Want
for
to marry
trouble.
that
I'm
type?
like, sincerely, I didn't think of it like that. However,
Yeah.
science has progressed such that when you are in 3 weeks pregnancy, they want to check the fetus in you to know if the baby is a carrier or not. However, I personally don't believe that the life of children is something you should be gambling with. I believe I would advocate for avoidance. Prevention is always better than cure, because some people see that, oh, conception is easy. Conception is not easy. Some people see it that, okay, if they test you and the baby is sickle cell, you can as well abort it. Abortion is not always successful. Even if it is successful,
The risk.
any professional would advise you to avoid it because of the side effect it may have on you psychologically.
Yes.
Apart from psychologically, something may just go wrong, and
That's
there's
right.
no guarantee that when you keep aborting these babies because they are sickle cell, that you may have another child that is not sickle cell. You may end up having a blind child. Some people are AA. There's nothing wrong with them. They end up with a child with autistic. They end up with a blind child. So it's just a disability that is possible to avoid by
Mm.
not making babies with somebody who has the same genotype of AS with you, or SS.
So what you're suggesting is that before people come together, before they go into a relationship, before they get married, that they should check their genotypes.
Yeah, they should check their genotype. And unfortunately, when I did my test for genotype, I was in Nigeria. My genotype was AA. We only came to discover that I am AS here in London, and that was after I've already had my first baby. So to be honest, I came here, I didn't know my daughter was AS when she was even being treated in Nigeria when she took ill. I was fortunate, I was working in an oil company that had a very good medical facility for the staff. So I was medically covered. Financially, we were not paying. The company was taking care of those bills for us. So my daughter was treated, but the doctors is like it never crossed their mind to check for her genotype. That was even the last thing ever on my mind. I never even, as at then, I never even knew what sickle cell was all about. So
So
we
sorry,
came into.
they tested. Sorry, Toniaamaka. They
Yeah,
tested you and they said you were a
I was AA
a
in
a,
Nigeria when I
and
did genotype test. Yes.
so the test was wrong.
Yeah, it was wrong. Apparently, the test was wrong. So when I now came in here, I came to the UK for a maternity leave to have my second child, who is my first son. That was when we discovered during test and registration that I'm AS. I was shocked. My ex knew he was AS anyway. I never knew my was like that. My was AA
Mm,
from Nigeria. And it shook my marriage. I was like, well, I have prayed before I embarked on this journey.
mm,
When God sends you on an errand, when anything
mm.
goes wrong, because He sent you, you have the audacity to go back, to go ask, to make inquiry, Father, what's happening? So that's just what has brought me is my relationship with God, are the things He has shown me, and the directions He has given me in life. That's what has sustained me. So that absolute obedience, in as much as sometimes, because I can't see where I'm heading to, it's
Mm,
like when God told Abraham, He said, leave your father's house and head this way. Abraham
yeah,
didn't know where he was going to. He said, go to a land, I will show you. He
show
didn't show
you.
him the place. So, and God works with us on your level of obedience. He may tell you, be here at 6 o'clock. He won't tell you what will happen next until you get to where He sent you to. So that's how my journey with Him has
That's
been. So if I roll back, before I got married, I have seen myself carrying 6 children, but I didn't know. It was when I turned 40 in 2014 that my youngest daughter was poorly. She couldn't walk upstairs. As I was carrying her to take her to bed, that dream flashed. I had this dream 4 times, carrying 4 children, 4 times 4 days. The first day I woke up, I saw myself carrying a child up a staircase. It was really, really strange. That child couldn't walk. That child was sick. I woke up, I shared it with my roommate. We just prayed. We didn't like take it as anything. The next day, I had the same dream again, carrying another child. I woke up again, I shared it with my roommate. The third day again, the fourth day again. So this happened. It was not like I carried one child, but I carried 4 different children, 4 different days within 1 week in my dream. That was when that flashback, I said, oh my God. So it's like, God have long seen this. And somehow I get the revelation of my children before I even have them. They come out the same way I'm shown. So, and it's all this pain that bettered the everlasting truth. Yes, you know, my message is hell is short forever. Why?
That's right.
Because it's problem solving that keeps us humans busy. And God, Jesus paid for an irrevocable price. So somehow in my journey with God, I can't compare my journey with him. His journey with us is individual.
That's right.
What makes it collective is his love, is his comfort, is his support, is his irrevocable, is his reliability, which everybody testifies that he has been reliable, not that he hasn't really, not that the journey has been smooth.
Smooth.
However, when you go back, when it's like you are driving in a car that has sat nav, when you miss your road, the sat nav will tell you how to reroute. So each time you go back confused and needing guidance, he will tell you how to reroute and what next to do. And sincerely, it has worked for me. And that's why I cling on to that, because he has brought me into this and he has sustained me. And I can't thank him enough because he has made adequate provision for
Mm.
them. If I
And
were in Nigeria, I
you,
can't afford medications.
yeah.
Sometimes my daughter is on a 4 weekly blood transfusion. She has had a hip replacement. You can imagine at the age of 16 having to have a hip replacement. That's how terrible sickle cell disease is. And I have met some other sickle cell patients. I will introduce you to one person and I would love you to bring her on your show as well. Her name is Nora Brown. She is a sickler herself. You can see I am a mother of sickle cell children. I'm
Mm.
not sickle cell, but she is a sickler. So when she's sharing her story, it will be different completely from what I'm talking about, because they are the ones wearing the shoe. My children hate to talk
Mm.
about pain. Like a couple of days now, my son have been having crisis on his thigh. He can't really walk. It's not muscle pull, it's just crisis then on his chest. You know, those are the things I live with, you see. So it's sickle cell
Toniaamaka,
disease.
can I ask you this question? God will continue to strengthen you with
Yeah.
everything that you're doing and looking after them. God will give you the strength that you need.
Amen.
But tell me what it's like to find out the first time that your first child has got sickle cell. When did you know? How did you know about it? How did you feel?
Oh. That was in 2004. It shook my marriage. That was around this period because I was still pregnant. I just came into London in July the 9th of, no, I just came into London on the 11th of July. You can imagine, which was last month. So I was due to have my baby in October. So this whole thing was happening around this period. It shook my marriage. My ex was that I deceived him. I was like, how will I deceive you? If you're deceiving somebody, you deceive somebody that you gain something out from. You don't deceive somebody
Mm.
that I practically walked into poverty because that's the will of God for me. So there was nothing deceitful about that.
Yeah.
Nobody will see a greener pasture and and choose otherwise. But that was where God led me to. So I went back. It shook my marriage. I was confused because I didn't know what sickle cell was about. He lost his senior brother to sickle cell, so he has seen what sickle cell is about. I didn't see, but what I expected, however, from him was a bit of support. Okay, we're into this journey. Let's care for our children. But he now twisted it, playing the victim here. I was like, you
Mm.
playing victim? What are you playing victim for?
It
So the
must be
doctors,
really difficult. It must be difficult to find out that
it
your
was
daughter,
difficult.
yeah, yeah.
It
It
was,
was
my
your
daughter was just 4 years then.
yes.
She had just turned 4 because we came in just after she had No, my daughter had just turned 3. Yes, yes. She just turned 3 in May, then May 2004. She just turned 3. So she was just three plus when we discovered she was sickle cell. You know, we didn't know all along. We didn't know at all. It was here in London we discovered, but the medical practitioners, they were all very, very supportive. They were like, okay, let them see. Then they were of the opinion, okay, should they test the baby? They said that the baby has outgrown testing. However, let them see when we have the second child to see what will become of it. When I had my second son, my first son, which is my second child, he too turned out to be sickle cell. It was as I felt forsaken, I won't lie, but I held on to the promises God gave to me. I went back on my knees to dialogue with God to find out what's happening. And he comforted me and said, remember I told you this, remember I told you that, and you
Yes.
have obeyed. You just watch which time you understand. So now I'm sure you ask me, so how come we didn't stop at that? We didn't stop
Yes.
because my ex wasn't interested in family planning, and it is the sperm that the
Makes
egg needs to
babies.
fertilize. Yeah.
That's right.
So along the line, just after my first son turned 2, I took in. I didn't even have the bonus to tell him I was pregnant because
Mm.
he was now playing the victim. I was just new in the country. It was tough for me. It was tough for me. And
Mhm.
then seeing my children, sometimes my son would be very sick. It was really, it affected me emotionally because I felt alone, and he was then cheating on me as well. He was just seeing it as if he was doing me a favor. I was like, really? If I go into detail how we got married, I'm happy my family will listen to this program, and they are a living witness that I came in with a clean hand. And I'm very happy that time is vindicating me. And that's one thing God told me, He assured me. He said, time will vindicate you. He
Yeah.
said, it's not about having crowd, no. It's about whoever I bring your way, give them beautiful memories. But if it is
Amen.
going to drown you, he said, walk
Yes.
away. Don't be afraid to walk away. He said,
Yes.
they can't curse you for too long, but whoever looked inward, they can never deny that you didn't love them. But at the
Yes.
moment, you come first before any other person. So
Mm.
this was sustained because he became very abusive, verbally abusing me, emotionally abusing me, and then extending it to the children. My children are quite very fragile, and it's my responsibility to protect them. So it was quite tough. Then carrying that pregnancy, that third child was with so much pain, he will curse me and the pregnancy. You think you have children. He was one day told me, "Oh, do you know you have children that will soon die, and you dare boasting that you have children? They are not children, they are going to die soon." So when you hear words like this, it's depressing. But God has assured me that He's a giver and taker of life. So any day they die, He approved for their die. But at the moment, they are not dying. So,
Mm.
and I
They
should
will
just
die.
keep doing my best. And that was how Daniel Teta, he used to even call me demon. I cried, oh, Juliet, I don't know why these things are coming up. But that's how my journey has been, that the person I embarked on this journey turned his back on me. It was very, very tough. So it was like I was alone. However, I wasn't alone because God has never forsaken me. And I'm very grateful that each time I have a conversation with God, I get reply. And what has sustained me is that personal encounter. Nothing beats that personal encounter. I didn't embark on this journey based on what I could see, because sincerely speaking, all I could see was the things God was telling me. Physically, they were not there. This guy came to marry me. I'm an Igbo woman. He came to marry me with Okada, with his father. He couldn't even afford a car. He couldn't afford even to borrow from a friend. He
Sis,
didn't have a group of
let
friends to
us
even
not
support
go
him.
there.
So
Okay,
no.
let's let
I'm just opening up where I come from.
I
So that
understand.
somebody like say, yeah, but God has been faithful in that the things
Faithful.
He has promised me day by day is unfolding. And He has
Mm.
showed me something. Say never beg for anything. Never beg to be
Mm.
heard. He said,
Mm.
can I remember that John the Baptist, each time he was in the wilderness, he was on his own.
That's
He said,
right.
and he kept speaking. He said, stay in your corner, speak your
Yes.
truth. He said,
Yes.
those soon and little by little, those that value what you have, they will come looking for you.
So
So,
true.
but they will come looking for you. So these
That's
are
right.
all the pain that baited hell is short forever. Because there was one period, three of my children took ill at a time. Three of them were inside the ward, one bed here, one bed here, one bed on the other
Mhm.
side. I was like, what have I done wrong? Because knowing that by biblical standard, they will tell you, it is who breaks the edge, the serpent will bite. It means you must have done something wrong. I was wondering, Father, where have I done wrong? What have I done wrong? He said, no, you've done nothing wrong.
These things
So
has
that day
come to test us.
I was going to the car park. He said, look back. I looked back. He said, what building is that? I said, hospital. He said, what goes on there? I said, the doctors take care of the sick. He said, can you see that without the sick, there won't be jobs for the doctors? And I started
Yeah.
laughing. It was our
You
turn
know,
to go
our
to.
God has got a very good sense of
Yeah,
humor.
he very funny, very, very funny. He was like, it's your turn to go keep the doctors busy. You've done
Yeah.
nothing wrong. It's
But
problem solving that keeps humans
things
busy.
that we go through that makes us strong.
Absolutely. That's what has given me my voice, and I'm grateful. So that was how the third child came. And then I now said, okay, I will have to go for family planning. I did family planning through the help of a sister in the church who was there. Now, okay, Samaka, now you have three sickle cell children. You have to do something about this. You have to focus on your health. You have to focus on your children. And I did go for I went for copper coil. Copper coil is when the womb is left open. Well, you're a medical professional. I'm just sharing it for our listeners. Where the womb is left open, no sperm will fertilize. And that kind of lasted for a couple of years. And then because he was cheating on me and was just treating me and the children anyhow, he just felt I had nothing other than just marriage. And he always see me as somebody who wasn't working. However, I'm the one that have always cared for our children, not him. In fact, I don't want to get emotional here. What I just remember that even when I had that third child, after the naming ceremony, my first son took ill. He was very sick. And because of infection, sickle children are prone to infection.
That's right.
And he took ill. I told the dad, okay, we can't carry new baby to the hospital. If you can take our son, let them treat him and everything. He refused. He said, no, you are the mother. You have the sickle cell children. You take care of them, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. I had to call an ambulance. My baby was just 1 week old. So like I covered a whole lot. The people were like, oh, where is the father? Is he not around? He was in his room, but he locked himself. He heard the ambulance people talking. He didn't come out. So they had to carry me and the baby to the hospital to treat. So just commenting that I've been doing a whole lot alone. So when the marriage finally even broke down, there's really nothing missing, because when somebody teaches you how
Mm.
not to need them, and when you learn to survive on your own, they
Yeah,
become irrelevant in your life.
that's right.
So that was kind of what happened. But before the marriage broke down, having the fourth child, who is our last child, was more like the last straw that broke the camel's back.
Mm.
After I had the family planning, he was now cheating, blah, blah, blah. If I want a marriage, he wants another baby, that if I don't have another child for him, that was the end of the marriage. Being a Christian woman in the church, like keeping your home in order is your pride. So it's like even this one
Mm.
will be robbed you. So he
Mm.
was
Mm.
now reporting, okay, I have to go remove the family planning and become pregnant. And God has been faithful. My daughter
Mm.
wanted a sister. I started praying. I said, God, it is you that empower us to conceive. Kindly empower
That's
me to
right.
conceive. I tabled the case to God, believing for God, because I don't just believe we can do a whole lot on ourselves. Even as much as we have to try, I still
Mm.
believe grace makes something that is difficult to accomplish lighter. So I
Mm.
needed that grace for it to become lighter. I needed a baby girl. I asked God for a baby girl. I asked God for grace to conceive. This was happening around period like this, around this period as well, 10 years ago.
Summer
I took
period.
him, yeah, I took him for Amarachimsom. God gave me that name, Amarachimsom. When I was crying, I said, don't cry, don't cry. My grace is sufficient for you. My
For
grace is
you.
following you. My grace is carrying you. My grace is with you. So, and then I was thinking probably, yes, this might just be what will calm him down. This guy
Mm.
didn't stop.
Oh.
He caused more commotion, kidnapped the children. British High Commission got involved. In fact, it would have been on BBC and ITV News that my children were kidnapped. Police have come, taking their toothbrush to do DNA, just to ascertain those are just protocols that they are siblings and everything.
Why did he have to kidnap the children?
Because he's just somebody that anything that will hurt me, he does, sincerely. As I sit here speaking to you, what he told the police was I being mental, so he ran for safety. I did nothing. He just came up, started quarreling, inviting pastors, and pastors came to the house. Everybody were not happy with his attitude. When everybody came saying, no, you are destroying your marriage, what has she done? What, she hasn't done you anything. Immediately they told him that, and everybody left. He told the children, oh, get ready, let me take you guys to the cinema. And my children got ready. I didn't know that he also took their passport and took my passport as well. I didn't even know sincerely. I trust and I trust absolutely. I didn't know. It was one of my sister friend that now came say, ah, Samaka, so they have not come back. I said, no. He said, where do you keep your people's passport? I went to look for the box. It was gone. I said, ah, he has gone. I can't forget this sister. She's faithful. I've never walked alone. She was like, really? You have to call the police, so your passport is missing. Police came, searched, they searched through Heathrow, they searched through Gatwick. He has already gone, I think, through Germany. After a couple of days, they finished searching. He now called them that from Nigeria that he took the children. He ran for safety to Nigeria because I was being mental. So it's Nigeria that is safety, that is safe to take them. The British High Commission had to go to Nigeria to go and check if the children were okay and everything. So it's, and yeah, I carried through the pregnancy like that. I had to squat with a sister friend in their house. It was horrible. It was really humiliating. But I didn't know God was walking me into liberty,
That's
to
right.
be, into liberty
Yeah.
to live and fulfill the purpose of my existence. Carried, my doctors were worried that I may have a breakdown, you know. However, I developed an illness that period when my breath started going high. They were just very worried. Let me not develop hypertension in pregnancy, but they kept an eye on me. I did a whole lot I could do on my own, and I was just believing and hoping that okay, maybe praying, praying and hoping that okay, this one will not be sickle cell
Mm.
as well.
Mm.
And I had her. I had a safe delivery, and she was tested almost immediately, just a couple of days after delivery. And she was diagnosed as well to be sickle cell. That day I cried. And I
It
remember God
must be
telling me, I
devastating.
cried. You know, when people tell you, ah, you need to exercise faith, you need to pray. Maybe, in fact, when I had the first and second one, people say maybe because you didn't pray well, you fast and
Mm.
fasted. In fact, it was even 10 years ago, the last day I come say, you don't need to fast again. You don't need to, no, no, no. I don't ever want you to fast again. You know, but God told me something. He said,
Yeah.
don't cry, stop crying. I know what I am doing. And he told me that
Yes.
the birth of my daughter is going to put a whole lot of things into perspective. I
Mm.
believe him, and things are still falling into perspective. If
Mm.
I look back at my life and where I'm coming from and where I am now, I never anticipated this will be it. But in all, I am grateful.
Yeah,
I am
I
grateful.
know because of the way you speak about the everlasting truths, heaven is short forever, everything.
Yeah.
And whenever I hear you and I read your articles, I'm like, this lady, she's coming from somewhere. There are things that you hear people say, and you see people act in certain manner that tells you that this person, the person has been there. There
Yeah.
are things that people do and say, and that person has reached somewhere that you were at.
Yeah.
No, and whenever I read your articles, I kind of say, oh, this lady, she might have shared the same kind of story. Our stories can be different, but they have the same thing.
Yeah,
It's the same thing, the
yeah,
same emotional,
yeah,
challenges that you have to go through. But I want you
yeah.
to tell our viewers, readers, people that are listening today, what are those challenges of raising four sickle cell children? Not one, not two, not three, but four. The amount of, I want you to talk about the journey to the hospital, back, the emotional trauma, the financial. I want you to tell us, what are those challenges? If you can remember them, if you can put them into words. When we go through stuff, we take it as one of those things, as is routine and is, because we're used to it. But if you can put it into words, if you can put
Okay,
it into words.
what was most challenging to me and what really kills me inside is seeing my children in pain, and I can't stop that pain, and I can't even take it away, and I can't do anything other than give medication and wait for the medication to work. Is challenging. And then sometimes they may just play, and if they had a fantastic day, in the night suddenly somebody is having pain, they're having chest crisis, they're having pain on their back. You have to Sometimes we have to rush them for an emergency to the hospital, and we have free access. I don't need to dial 999 if because I drive.
I know
I don't
that
need to
sickle
even
sellers,
inform
they have
the,
free
yeah, we are
access.
just telling our listeners. I don't need to I don't need to dial call the hospital if I can't. However, if I can, I may just alert them, okay, I'm bringing so 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 child to the children's ward. Can you get a bed ready? Even if they don't have bed, they have to make provision for that. But that's after I have done all I could, because I keep medication in the house. I have codeine, I have morphine, I have ibuprofen, I have paracetamol, I have penicillin. Okay, my daughter had a heart attack at the age of 11, so she's on Bispiro. That's a heart condition. She just suddenly passed out. That scared me. I can't ever forget that day. That scared me so much, but they did all sorts of investigations. They couldn't find anything to attach it to. I told the doctors, we don't always have answers to everything. Let's just take this as a mystery and live with it and see how we can manage it. And that was how they came in. And then the most challenging thing is bedwetting. With sickle cell, their kidney can't concentrate their urine. So I practically wash every day. You wash duvet, you just encourage them to just keep trying. They may outgrow it, they may not outgrow it, but what matters is just make sure the bed is clean so they can sleep on a clean sheet, as well as breathe in fresh air, open the windows so they can be cross ventilations to air their rooms so they can breathe in fresh air, cook vegetables, healthy meal for them just to manage it. Juliet, I won't lie to you, it is challenging, but let me tell you what has sustained me here. One, I can't afford all the medications. I am fortunate to be where medications are freely given for them. Two, I can't afford medical care. So if I sit here and mourn, I am an ungrateful soul, because compared to Africa, where we are coming from, I have to take care of all of this. So those major things, if they need blood transfusion, I don't need to worry. I can't afford any of those if I were to buy them. So somehow you can see, so when I dwell on the basic needs God has
Mm,
made possible, I have
mm,
taken care of, I
mm.
zip my lips in gratitude. I can't complain. I will be an ungrateful soul.
Yes.
So I now focus on the things which are my basic responsibilities, like cooking healthy meal for them, like making sure the house is clean, which I'm now involving them. They all cook, they all clean, they all tidy up now, all of them. And as much as I can, I push them academically to work hard. So I don't even say, okay, if you can stay on your phone that you are not feeling well, you can as well log online and do some of your work. I
Mm,
say, I'm telling you this because this is what you will live with.
mm,
It's not a one-off. So you have to learn to still focus on achieving whatever thing you target to achieve, no matter the condition of your health. Just push yourself. Let it become a lifestyle that whether you are sick or not, you have to work. You have to do
That's
something. You have
right.
to
That's right.
engage your brain to be productive.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow. And I must say at this very point that you have the most wonderful children ever.
Wow. Thank
I
you.
see them, they are so beautiful, handsome children. They look very happy, they look healthy, except you begin to talk
You
about
wouldn't know.
sickle
Sickle
cell.
cell. You
No
wouldn't
one
know.
knows. You know,
Yeah, you are right.
if I didn't know before, because I know you, Toniaamaka, I know you, and I know that those children you've always talked about, the kind of condition. If you never said, if you nobody knew, I would never have known. So you are doing a wonderful, wonderful job as a mother, as a spiritual leader, because I know you have been inputting in them Christianity, how to fear God and all of that. And also those practical help you've been helping them with, cooking, maintaining a good environment, a clean environment, and all of that. God will surely reward you. The journeys you make,
Amen.
the everything, although you see it as nothing, as I know you are grateful to God that, there are other things that you can worry about, that you're grateful
Yeah.
that you are here and you don't put a lot of, there are things that you should be grateful for. But the
Yeah.
thing is, you're a mother and you have showcased that you are. You're not just a mother, you have been a superwoman. I
Thank
want
you.
to say thank you so much for being on this Women Hour. You are one of our super, super, super women, super
Thank
mother.
you.
And may
Thank
the Lord
you.
continue to guide you, strengthen you in what you are doing. What is your
Thank
final
you.
thoughts? In case there are women now that are listening to your story, that are going through the same thing, or they actually find themselves in the same situation as you. What is your advice to them? What would you
Okay.
say to them?
Those in the same situation as I am, I would tell you, don't take more than you can bite. Cry out for help, even if you be misunderstood. Cry, shout, shout it from the roof help that you need help. Sometimes it's not everybody that hears you that will help you. However, the echo will send those who are destined to help you to step in and help you. Daily do the best you can. Don't drain yourself. Learn to conserve your energy. Exclude yourself where you are not wanted so you can conserve your energy to be productive where you are wanted. Daily do your best because children come with a huge responsibility. Children didn't beg us to have them. We wanted children and they came. So you owe them basic needs. You owe them basic needs. So those basic needs, they shouldn't beg for it. One thing God taught me is this. He said, when a parent, be it single, be it couple, meet their children's needs, he said, doors open for them. And
Mm,
when you run away from your parental responsibility, doors shuts against you because
wow.
you have proven you can't be trusted
Yes.
to
Yeah.
provide for them. So there's no need trusting you with some amenities. However, when you meet their needs and you genuinely want them to excel, doors will continue to open onto you. So whatever thing you owe your children, you owe them unconditional love. It's not their fault. Those who are thinking of embarking on a journey of parenthood, I would advise you, don't get carried away that, oh, every 3 weeks, if I get pregnant, they can test me, and if it is sickle cell, they can abort it. Don't wish yourself such stress because conception disorganizes a woman's entire hormone. So pulling it out, your body needs to heal. And don't just, how do I put it? Let me put it this way, that a blind person is safer because he is blind, he didn't know, and he embarks on a journey. That was my journey. That's my story. But than somebody who saw fire and walked into it
Mm,
and be expecting, no, it won't burn you, it won't burn you. You may be doing abortion to say, okay, you're running away with sickle cell children. You may now have another disability, because what really
mm,
humbled me after going to intensive care units several
mm,
times, several years, when you see, Julia, when you go to children's ward and see children with all forms of disability. Some are blind, some are physically disabled. Their parents will have to clean them up. Do you see saliva dribbling out? You see some are blind, you see some are without limb, some have no hand. I zip my lips in gratitude for the one I have. So what I would say, for some people now say, oh, science, you can marry AS, you can just try. Autistic children may be waiting for you. A blind child may be waiting for you. Please, please, I'm begging you. Love will find you. The
Mm.
most painful thing you will do to yourself or any child is to deliberately bring in a sick child, as in
Yeah.
deliberately. Please, please, let's avoid that, because it's traumatic for them. It's very, very traumatic for them. Sickle
Mm.
cell, my daughter at the age of 16 had hip replacement. Can you imagine? You're a medical professional. This surgery will be ongoing every 15 years. Can you imagine? And she's going to have her 2 hips fixed. She has had her shoulder, because when the hip went bad, it affected her spinal cord. It disorganized the bones on her back. So I'm just breaking this down. Because of that, some of them, their kidney can't concentrate their urine. So you see your child bedwetting, it's not their fault they have to drink. So you have to put a whole lot of things into consideration. Some of them can't go for sleepover because they bedwet. So, and they tell me there's no any, bedwetting should be a childish something. However, as you grow, you outgrow it. There's no
Mm.
any adult that say that they are happy, they woke up and they are all wet.
Mm.
Who tell me that adult? That's why people send their adult mothers, their mothers to their elderly mothers
Care
to
homes.
care
Yeah.
homes where they will care for them, wearing nappy,
Mm.
which is part of aging, but not your
Mm.
youth.
That's
So
right.
another thing with sickle cell is there's a sickle cell ulcer. Some people develop sickle cell ulcer. You know what they call that sickle cell ulcer? Suddenly a part of your leg, is mainly the leg, mainly this part of the leg, just above the ankle, will just start eating up. You just be seeing a fresh wound, they will clean it, you'll be smelling. That's another challenge sickle cell people suffer. Can you imagine where you have to be wearing bandage? It's very challenging, very, very challenging.
Mm.
So please, I would
Wow.
say, if it is possible, don't say, ah, you are in love with her. Yeah, love means different things to us. If you love that person, let the person marry and bear children. That life is already tough. That's
Mm.
my message
That
here.
is it.
Life
That's the
is already
thing.
tough.
It's
So
tough
why
enough.
choose? Why make it tougher? Why
Mm.
not? Why not make choices that we at least simplify it, so
That
you
is
can
it.
age with extra grace to enjoy it? Why choose to?
My sister, you have said it all. You have said it all. I'm sitting here listening to you, and I hear a woman full of wisdom, a
Oh,
woman that
thank
have
you.
gone far and has come out the other side. I want to applaud you. I want to say thank you so
Oh,
much for what you do and
oh,
for enriching
thank
us
you.
every day, because you come up with all these nice, words, and sometimes I laugh, sometimes it makes me
It's
cry,
funny.
sometimes it
It's really
makes me
funny, though.
sometimes I
It
laugh.
can be funny.
Yeah, sometimes I laugh, sometimes I cry, sometimes I say, hmm,
You
it
ponder,
makes
you
me
think
think,
deeper.
you know thank you for what you do. God keep you, God keep the children, continue with what you're doing, and we will continue to connect with you whenever you have something to say. Tell us, be connected to the women's hour, be one of our
Oh,
guests,
thank you.
regularly. Tell us what you're doing, and pick
Thank
up
you
a
so much.
topic, and
Thank you. I'll be
let's
happy
hear
to.
it.
I'm all yours.
Okay. God bless you.
Yeah.
And we're going
Thank
to
you so
end
much.
now. Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you, everyone that have joined the Women's Hour. We've been talking to Toniaamaka Chi, Chi, Chi,
Chris
Chris
Okere.
Okere. I always
Yeah.
have to remember that. And
It's all right.
yes, yes. And we'll be talking about sickle cell anemia. If you've been affected by any issue that she has raised today, you can contact us, and we can give you, give you signposts to, or where you can get some help. May the Lord bless you, bless your home, bless everything that you do, and continue to watch
Amen.
us. Be inspired and be part of our Women's Hour. God bless you for tuning into Moriah Radio.
Thank you.
Bye bye. And this is your host, Juliet Hammond. Bye bye. Thank you,
Bye.
Toniaamaka.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.